welcome to today's exciting episode of Keller's Corner, the series where I take some of the games going on during the 2018 FIFA World Cup and I break them down live from Moscow. Yesterday, we had a very exciting game between the Russians and the Uruguay team as we kicked off the final group stage games across the board. This one coming from Group A, you had Russia, the number 70th ranked team in the world, the lowest ranked team in the tournament, who has been playing astronomically better than anyone could have ever imagined, going up against a well-established Uruguay team led by Barcelona forward Luis Suarez. The 14th ranked team in the world came in after two narrow 1-0 victories over Saudi Arabia and Egypt. Russia, on the other hand, came in after throttling Saudi Arabia 5-0 and handily taking care of Mohamed Salah and Egypt 3-1 a few days ago. Russia came in riding their high horse, of course, and they have raised the bar and expectations for their team after two wins, and their fans definitely have high hopes for them. Uruguay, on the other hand, came into this game after those two narrow wins, so they were really looking for a confidence-building win for their team going forward into the knockout stages. Let's go ahead and jump right into the statistics for this game. Uruguay dominated pretty much from the get-go. They rattled off their first shot in the first minute of the game. It went wide left from Edison Cavani, but they maintained the possession the entire game, 56 to 44%. So kind of a little narrow, I guess, if you're looking at the possession stats. But then you move down into your shots on goal and your attempts. Uruguay put 17 attempts into the box, 7 shots on goal. Russia could only manage 3 attempts and only 1 shot on goal. Moving into the actual scoring, it didn't take long for Uruguay to get things rolling. Luis Suarez struck in the 9th minute. He tried to trickle a pass into the box that was deflected back just outside the top of the box where his teammate Rodrigo Bedeker was. He was looking to corral it, but was fouled maybe a step right outside the box. He was fouled by Russia's Yuri Gazinski, and Gazinski actually received a yellow card for his actions, again, a foot outside the penalty area. So with this being said, this set the stage for Luis Suarez, the star for Uruguay, to take a free kick that was basically from penalty kick range anyway. And he comes in and he tucked away and rocket right into the lower 90 past the diving goalkeeper for Russia. The Barcelona forward bent it around the wall, which seemed to just dissipate right before he took the shot. I don't really understand the Russians' defensive strategy on that one, but he bent it around the wall and past the outstretched arms of their goalkeeper. Let's go ahead and give you a listen as Luis Suarez took all the hopes and dreams and energy out of the Russian fans early.
He's done it again. He found a way past the wall. One of the world's great goal scorers, Luis Suarez, strikes again. What a clever free kick that was.
Now, Russia, on the other hand, of course, led by Denis Cheryshev. He had been a goal scorer 3 times already in the first 2 games for Russia. Had a tremendous chance in the 13th minute to level the score, but his hard strike in the box went straight into the goalkeeper's mitts for the easy save. It was a one-on-one situation. The defense was probably 2 steps behind him, and he just kicked it right at the goalie. So nothing much you could do there except maybe wish you could have a better chance and do it all over again. But then Cheryshev in the 17th minute delivered a ball off a corner kick into the net that was headed by his teammate Arden Dazuba, but bounces just over the net. He headed the ball, it went straight into the ground, and then just bounced right over the net. I mean, nothing you can do there. Just definitely frustrating if you're a Russian fan because they had all these beautiful opportunities to potentially have the lead and potentially sway the game in their favor, but nothing was dropping early in this one, and then that led to Uruguay just running away in this game. This was, again, another beautiful opportunity for the Russian team early. But what the Russians were missing, the Uruguayans were putting away in the back of the net. In the 23rd minute, Uruguay stole another goal from Russia off a cleared corner kick just outside the top of the box. Number 17 for Uruguay, Diego Lagziet, ripped a shot that deflected off the leg of Denis Cheryshev and somehow managed to trickle its way into the bottom of the net for the own goal. A rather unfortunate moment for the Russians, putting them in a 2-0 hole just 24 minutes into the game. Cheryshev just kind of wrong place, wrong time in this situation. His leg, he was going just to, I guess, back heel it away, but it just trickled its way in, ricocheted off of him. Just bad luck for the Russians, but again, if you're Uruguay, you'll take any gift you can get. So 2-0 lead early in this one. In the second half, there were not many good attempts from either side, really. Edison Cavani had a solid strike that bent just outside the post for Uruguay midway through the half, and Arden Dazuba of Russia had an amazing chance once again where he whiffed on a clear lane in front of the net and sent a screaming shot up into the fans. Honestly, I was really disappointed to see that one because there was literally no one in front of him. He just had to find a spot in the net and try to put it there, and he didn't even come close to hitting the net, period. I mean, it went straight over the net, like by at least 20 feet. So definitely wish there were better shots as far as the Russian fans are concerned. That wasn't all for the Uruguay fans. We moved into stoppage time, and right at the start of stoppage time, as soon as they threw up how many minutes was going to be on there, in the 90th minute, Uruguay sends in a corner kick that was headed by their number 3, Diego Godin. Off the header, goalkeeper Igor Akinfeev punched the ball away in an attempt to clear it, but the punch just went straight into the boot of Edison Cavani, who finally put one home for Uruguay, giving them the 3-0 win at the end of the game right there in the 90th minute. But with Luis Suarez's goal in the 9th minute, he did become the first player to score 2 goals at 3 consecutive World Cups. And then with Cavani's goal there in the 90th minute, he became the second player to score 2 goals at 3 consecutive World Cups. So definitely big props out to the Uruguay team, especially Suarez and Cavani, their twin forwards leading the attack for them. But Suarez did become the first European footballer to complete that feat. When asked about his thoughts on this after the game, he replied that records are meant to be broken, but he is more focused on the success of the team and the team growing moving forward, because that is what is most important. And it's great to see this from your veteran leader and your star player, making sure that his team stays focused. Let's go ahead and give you a listen into his post-game press conference.
Para romperlas uno se alegra a nivel personal, obviamente que van cumpliendo los objetivos para que el equipo siga avanzando, y obviamente que seguir haciendo historia, seguir trabajando como estamos trabajando, con humildad, todos juntos, todos pensando en el bien del equipo, que eso es fundamental, y bueno, con el reconocimiento de toda la gente también
Now, despite the loss for Russia, because they already had won those first 2 games, this game it didn't really matter as far as making it to the round of 16. They had already guaranteed a spot. This would have just determined who they would play in the next round. Again, with those 2 wins under the belt, they are guaranteed at least one more game in the knockout stages in the round of 16. After they finished second in Group A, Spain and Portugal both grabbed draws in Group B, so both of them will come out of Group B, and they will face Russia and Uruguay in the next round. Russia will play Spain on July 1st here in Moscow, and Uruguay will take on the Portuguese, led by Ronaldo, Saturday, 2 p.m. in Sochi. Now, as far as Russia moving forward and looking at these 2 games, the first 2 round of 16 games that we can analyze, Uruguay, I'm expecting this to be a really tough game for them. Again, you can't really take anything away from what Ronaldo's been able to do with Portugal, but as far as if I were to be coaching Uruguay right now, all I would be saying is let's lock down Ronaldo and see if you can force anyone else on that team to step up. Because as soon as you can get Ronaldo flustered and frustrated, they just all of a sudden stop clicking on all cylinders. So it'll definitely be interesting to see if Uruguay will be able to manage the attack from the Portuguese. Russia, on the other hand, they're going to have their hands full with the Spanish. Now, granted, this Spain team is definitely weaker than in years past, but Russia had their first real test today against Uruguay. And to be honest, while they did have a lot of chances and stuff, they can't miss on easy goal opportunities, and they can't whiff on shots that should be put in the back of the net, especially if you're going to want to make it past the round of 16 into the Elite 8. So definitely going to be interesting to see as far as what the Russians are able to do. If you were to ask me, I'm expecting them to lose to the Spanish in the round of 16. Again, been very exciting, obviously, here in Russia. Great times for them. They've had their first 2 game win streaks since 2014. So it's been high hopes for them, and they've really raised the bar and expectations. So if they do lose to the Spanish, everyone here will probably be devastated with that loss. I think that's all I got for you today on today's episode of Keller's Corner. If you did enjoy, please be sure to subscribe down below and check that link to see what other things I've been up to during my travels here in Moscow. But that's all I've got for you, folks. We'll see you next time.